Hey guys, guess what? It's gonna be a really fun day, or maybe fun week, I should say. I'm not too sure how long this is gonna take me, really. It's Tuesday now, it's in the afternoon, and today what I'm gonna do to my truck is sound deaden my access cab. I mean, if a lot of you don't know what it is, do a little more research. I mean, I can give you a little explanation here. It's material that will basically insulate your sound. It's no different than like insulating a cooler or something. It keeps everything cool. Well, this is for keeping your in-cab quieter, so it eliminates all your outside noise and makes everything a lot better, especially when it comes down to car audio terms. So like it'll keep all your sound inside the cab and it's not going to be vibrating like crazy and all that there. So that's just kind of a gist of it. I mean, if you're watching this video, you obviously probably know what you're looking for. So I'm doing this video because I enjoy making videos, and this is on an access cab. I have seen a Tacoma guy do this. That was, I believe, Jesse Rio, and he did his whole double cab. I'm not doing the whole cab or anything like that. I am doing all my access cab doors. I'm doing my door panels, of course, and then I'm probably going to split it off right about where my amps are sitting underneath the seats. I don't want to get into the front portion of my cab. I might do a little bit up front if I can, but I mean, there's not much noise coming from the front. It's more or less from the back area that I hear it. So we're doing the whole back portion, we're doing the whole flooring. And so what I bought was this big heavy bugger, KilMat 50 mil, 50 square feet. So there's lots in here for sure. Just gonna open it up here, just to kind of show you. So there's a lot of pieces in here. It's very nice, and the reviews on it are amazing. There's nothing but 5 stars that I can find on this stuff, so it's really good. Like I said, it's 50 mil, so she's a little bit thinner, but I mean, it's not that much thinner than your normal stuff, which you get what is 80 mil. So, but this stuff is a lot easier to work with. It'd be a lot easier to squish down, and you can fit it in most places because it's so thin. Like I said, I'm gonna do lots of it, but in certain areas, I might do double. So on the bottom of my back, where my back mats go for the floor there, I might double it up on this just to make it a little bit more soundproof. I might do some double backing on the back here too, because back on the below the window, back window here, there is quite a bit of noise. So I've got the 50 mil here. I'm not sure how much it's gonna take. We're gonna see. I mean, there's a lot of pieces in here. I can't even tell you what. I'm gonna say it's like 12 by 2 feet or something like that. Like, they're pretty decent sized sheets, and there's a lot of them in there, a lot. So, and then what we're also doing is adding foam tape around the speakers too. That kind of seals in your speaker more and helps it from vibrating along the metal there, and just gives your sound. So your sound would be out like this kind of thing, and what this does is it controls it and just pushes it out kind of thing there. It's another car audio little tip there. This is only 1/16 thick foam tape, and you just put it around the speaker and then behind the speaker. Well, I'm not too sure on this. Kale's the expert on this more. So when we go do this, just watch closely on that. So otherwise, that's pretty much it. And we also grabbed, I bought a 2-pack roller here. It's a little smaller roller here for those tight areas, probably for behind the panels. Then you got your bigger roller here. I've been told by a few people you don't need the rollers, but I mean, if you really want to make sure it sticks and there's no issues, grab a roller. I mean, these were 17 bucks for 2 of them, so you can't go wrong with that, which is like, what, 10 bucks American. So the KilMat was 50 square feet for 89 Canadian, which is about 60 US. Foam tape, I think, was around 15 bucks Canadian, so not even like 7, 8 bucks. And I mean, you got 100 feet of it, so you mean you could use as much as you want for sure. So I'm going to show you guys the whole process of taking off the access cab doors and this and that. I'm not going to do a full video on that stuff because, I mean, you guys, there's tons of other videos if you want to find out how the door panels all come out. I don't want to waste my time with that. I'm going to show you guys putting the insulation in, and then we're going to do some side-by-side comparisons. I've already got some footage, but the problem is, though, it was raining today, so it might not be 100%, but we're definitely going to do some befores and afters to just kind of see what it is. And then obviously I'll give my my review on it too to see what it actually does. I'm going to probably do my door panels today on both sides because it's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then maybe the next day or two I might do the back area. I'm not too sure yet because I want to make sure I don't rush this stuff and I want to do it right, and I don't know how long anything will take me. I mean, I got to take the subs out and all that too. So we'll do that slowly but surely. But first, we're going to get to the door panels and then do the other side. I mean, I'm not going to show you both sides, obviously. We're going to do the whole driver's side. You're going to see it all. Then we're going to do the other side. Then they're going to be done. We're going to get some videos of that and this and that. And then we're going to do the inside cab and do some comparison and all that. And then I'll give you guys my final review, and that will be pretty much it. So let's get right into it. Okay, so this door panel is ready to come off, and basically all you have to do is push down on this tab up here, pull out the plastic piece, comes right off. It's this little piece right here. This little guy here just pushes down and then pops off, and then you just push it back up like that so that when you put it back in, it locks in. Then you've got a little T25 up here that pops off there. T25 for behind the door handle. Then after that, you just slide it to the left, pops off. 14mm bolt for your seat belt, and then afterwards you just feed it through up here. It comes right off, and then you just start pulling off. We started on the top here. We're gonna work our way down and pop her off. And so there it is. It's off, easy breezy. Like I said, start from the top, work your way around the sides. Start this corner here. There's tabs all the way around here. And just to kind of show you, all those red tabs are what's gonna be scaring the shit out of you. This here, there's one there, and then all around the corner there. And that's pretty much it. So now we're gonna get into the part where we're gonna start figuring out where we're gonna start sound deadening. So stay tuned. So the speaker's out. I took out this little foam piece that's sitting here. It's just some sort of backing for everything. I do have some rust proofing, I think, in here. So that's gonna be a little bit of cleaning to do. Definitely make sure you guys have alcohol, because like this is my cloth already. It's quite dirty back here. I mean, dirt gets in here for sure. But there's a lot of room in here to put this stuff in. So I mean, there you can see all the way up in there. I'm gonna do as much as I can in the outer shell here. Being that it's the access cab door, this actually has a lot of noise coming through it. But I'm gonna try and fill up the back as much as we can. The inside shell here, I don't want to take anything off. I mean, there's a lot of mechanisms here. I mean, most of it probably just unbolt. But I don't want to get that technical and spend hours and hours doing this. So I'm just going to do the generic spots here. I mean, like I can do this whole strip here. I'll do around here. I'll cut out these holes here for the plugs. I'll do around here some pieces. I mean, every little bit helps. So that's one main thing you want to know for sure. I mean, don't have to go that slack. I mean, you don't have to do this and just do the inside. You want to do as much as you can for sure. But not sacrificing all your pieces. So I mean, like I can do here and all that. Kale took out the speaker already, and he's foam taping over there. And my speakers actually have a piece of foam tape between the bracket and the speaker already. So we're just gonna do the backing here to where it sits around here. So I'm gonna get to some sound deadening here right now and show you guys some results. And then of course, what I'll do is this for you, just so you can hear the difference. Okay, there you go. There's the before. All right, so a quick little update. So we used our first piece. I used a full piece for this. These pieces are 16 by 10. So they're a pretty good size to work with. And what I did was I honestly just peeled off the whole backing, and I fished it up through here and just slid it over. There's a lot of space back here, so you want to make sure you get over as much as you can. I'm probably around here-ish. I mean, I'm a smidge off, but I wasn't gonna try and fight with it on the tackiness for it. This stuff really sticks. So be careful when fishing it up here, especially when you got this little ridge up here. So be careful with that. But yeah, the one piece is all the way from like almost to the edge here to about here. So I mean, like it's a big chunk. And just to kind of give you an idea, let's see what it does for the afterwards. So there's a little bit of a difference there. We're gonna keep going at it. Woohoo! Right?
Just wait till you get the whole door done.
Yeah. So we're gonna keep chugging along here. I'll as the pieces go, I'll let you guys know what pieces I use and how I do it. I'm gonna try and get it over as far as I can here now. Might have to do some cutting, but I'm gonna just try using full pieces first. Then I'll do some cutting. So. Okay guys, so we got 2 more pieces on, 2 more full pieces actually. I got one on the bottom there. Do not put this all the way to the bottom simply because of your drainage on the bottom there. So I went up actually a little bit here, but also it's quite dirty on the very bottom, so I didn't want to do that. I sucked it in behind here as much as I could, so I don't think I can show you here, but I went as far as feeling here was about right where you see this hole here. That pointing that right there, that hole there, that's as far as I got over here. So then afterwards I'm gonna grab probably another piece and do here. I'm gonna do some more in the back there a little bit, probably get over here some more. We just did a full piece here. I don't plan on taking everything off, but I mean, Kale gave up the good idea here of doing it around the speaker like this. And all we had to do was actually notch this, and then now we're pretty much good to go. So, I mean, we're just gonna have to find the holes here later, not a big deal. After that, we're gonna keep doing more pieces and you guys are gonna see the final result. Papa Pia. Okay, there it is. She's 100% done. We added 2 layers of the 1/16 foam tape behind the speaker here. This is all cut out. I put some strips in. There's like a little bar here. I put a strip on there. I put a long strip from all the way here as far across as I could there with the length I had. Put more back here. That's as far as over as that could get. I had the circle cut out from the speaker there, and I used them for these little pieces here. And then I used the last half moon up here just to kind of fill it in. I'm not gonna do every little inch here. I mean, I don't want to waste any more pieces, but this is pretty much done. So, and we used, I think 6. So 10 by 16 and 6 pieces roughly. I mean, we got like I don't know, less than half of this left there from that. So that's not too bad for that. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of pieces here. So now we're gonna move on to the big door here, and we're gonna put this back together, and then we'll go from there. So just to kind of show you, solid. Hit that door, Kill.
Which one?
Yours. Yeah, this is solid as can be now. Like you can actually feel it almost of just how solid this is now. So this is gonna be really good. So stay tuned for this part. Okay, so the driver's door panel is off. It's quite easy to remove these things. You got a few simple tasks. So first off, you got a tab over here. You just push that in again, like the access cab door, pop that out. That's one. Then you've got a screw down in here. It's a Phillips. Take that out. Then take a panel tool remover. I have some really thin ones. Use your door handle, open a little bit, pry from the lock end, and just pull it out, and it'll just snap right off. No worries. Kale, stop throwing. Was that snow? You're throwing ice at me. Then lastly, pop this off and unplug it. Pop it off. Pops off. I do bottom to top, because that way when you're done, when you get to the top here, you just lift it up and over. Then you come over here and remove your 2 balls. And then you have access to the door. So we're gonna tear this apart and then figure out what we're gonna do. Okay, so a little piece of advice. You know, if you don't want this, be careful when you pop this thing off here. I was trying to pry off just the whole thing, and apparently it doesn't want to, so then I saw that this connector can just slide off. Well, I slid it off, and then apparently I jammed a little too hard on my finger. So just keep in mind of that. Yeah, so I'm just tearing off this whole insulation part here so we can get access to all the holes around and put some sound deadening in there. But yeah, just be careful, because that's a good one. Give me the electrical tape. Scrap piece.
Get stuck on the way though.
Ow! Okay, so the inside shell is done. It took about 3 pieces for in here. So right up here where the flashlight is showing, that right there is a full piece. I snuck that in there. So that's a good chunk there. That's a scrap piece here. That's a scrap piece up there. This one's a length piece. This is another length piece here, and that's a length piece there as well. Like I said, it took about 3 there and just basically strips of it. I don't think I'm gonna cover this up here, but otherwise I think for the most part the inside shell is done. I want to keep away from the bottom here. We noticed that there was a bunch of moisture actually in my speaker, so that wasn't definitely a good idea for sure. So, but yeah, we're gonna put some sound deadening on the outside here, probably do a bunch of pieces around here. Hopefully it doesn't take too many as well, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much for shutting your phone off, sir.
Thank you.
So everything's done. The door panels are 100% to our best of ability. I mean, I did the rest of it because Kale's lazy. He's just got to put the speaker back in, but just to show you. Yes, you are lazy. Yeah, I did it. I did it, guys. So obviously it's not the prettiest, but I mean, these door panels actually have a lot of bends and pieces in them and all that. So, but I did manage to actually use a good amount of pieces. I mean, like I said, there was 3 used for the inside, and then I used some scraps on the inside. I mean, the speaker's here and it's lower, so we actually used some scraps there. And then there was a piece here. This was a full piece here, this section here. And then this portion, a handful of these portions actually was another whole piece that I cut up nicely there. This was like all one piece here, and I just cut it here, cut it there, cut it there. Kind of squished it around the things there. And then from the cutout of this, and then the other little cutouts I had of these little shapes here, this one and the speaker, I actually just used all over the place. So I used some here. I used a couple pieces here, because I mean, the more you have, the better for sure. So then I used the little pieces here. Some behind the harnesses, because I mean, when you're vibrating and all this, these will flap, so they'll cause some noises there. So you make sure you put some behind there. I learned that from YouTube. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
Why does your speaker smell like brake cleaner?
Brake cleaner? I don't know. I did wipe down like the edge of it, I think, like for a split second on the front. So I still got these are not I got a whole box still. These are just the ones I grabbed with the whole thing that I thought I would need. But apparently I didn't need that many. So it actually worked out really nicely. So yeah, it's about, I mean, I think I used about 6 for this one because I tried to fill it in as much as I can here. This one I didn't go as crazy, but I mean, it just needed more little pieces than anything. So we're going to put the door panels all back on and call it a day, because I mean, it's already like 6, 7 o'clock. This took about, how many hours, Kale? 4 or 5? Yeah. So being your first time, it's not that bad.
Depends on how you want to get.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it'll come down to how picky you are for all your things. I mean, you could do one whole trace out, but the thing is though, with these pieces, like I said, they're only 10 by 16, so I mean, you can't really do too much tracing on a whole thing unless you like want to put them together, I guess.
If you got Dynamat, it's usually in a bigger sheet. You can
take
your plastic off instead of down trace.
Or you buy like a bigger, smaller bundle, but like it'll come in a bigger package kind of thing there. If you buy like say 10 square feet, that might be a bigger piece than these little ones here, but being in 50 square feet, it's gonna be a bunch of little pieces there for you. So, but otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, the biggest thing is I did buy the rollers, obviously, right? So, and these actually work great, especially for those little pieces. A little hard to use in some areas, but I mean, I've only been using the little one here, and it's perfect. You don't need it because this stuff actually sticks very well. I did methyl hydrate everything to make sure the surface is fairly clean, and this stuff doesn't instantly stick. But as soon as you roll it on or like press it down, do not try and take it off, otherwise you'll just make a mess. So in other words, if you're gonna put it there, put it there. If not, quickly peel it off and put it where you want to. Otherwise, stick it, and that's pretty much it there. So, but this stuff is really nice. Scissors work really well. The only time that they'll gum up is when you have like say a cutout and it's already like the backing is already off of it. They gum up a bit, but I mean, you don't have to make them pitch perfect. So, but that's my take on the install of it. So now we're gonna go do some little after videos here and see what the driver's side does versus just the passenger. And then we're gonna get to the inside of the cab when I get the other door panels done, possibly tomorrow. So stay tuned. Comparison between the two. Me and Kale are gonna stand on either side and show you what it's the difference here. So Kale, go like tap near the handle area. I'm gonna hit like right beside the handle, and then I'll let you do it afterwards. So like actually it hurt. It almost, I can't almost tap it because it has no bounce to me. Okay, access cab, go like right in the middle.
Yeah.
And then kind of go off to the side here. Let's just see if any of this makes a difference. So can hear a little difference. Sounds a little more echoey. So yeah, there's the difference there. And then I'll give a closed door here for sequence. So Kale, just kind of like open it up on the one notch. How far can you open it? Open it up. Okay, and then just a good push, but not slam. So just wait for me. A little bit tinier, so hard to tell from either side, but just to give you guys a comparison, there's that. And now I'm gonna go out for a drive and give you guys some quietness on the drive. Everything's done, guys. So both doors are insulated now. I actually did these a lot quicker than the others, the first attempts there. I actually used a lot more pieces this time too. So for like this door instance, I just slapped a piece there, slapped a piece here, slapped a piece there, same thing down here kind of thing, and I rolled it over that little bar that's in the middle there. And then I didn't really do any scraps. It was more or less slap in, done kind of thing, and all the way up as much as I can too, you know, just kind of like that. And then I put another one or two behind here, just so it actually seals better and, you know, helps with the speaker there. And then for this, it was kind of the same thing as the other one, except I actually did a little more here. I used a lot of the spare pieces I had and put it all covering up here. I did strips here, and obviously this time it's actually not showing like it did with the other one. So that's really nice there. I mean, that I have to kind of trim if I can. So that's good. And I still have this one off just so I could show you guys this too. This went really quick. I actually used a lot more sheets here. I used, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I used about like 7 or 8 actually behind here. And then I've got 1 here, 2, 3, and then about 4 there. And then I actually used my scraps that I had from like this cutout, that cutout. My scrap piece from here went in behind the door here because there was a big blank there. Then this cutout here was used on pretty much everything there. So in other words, I really didn't waste anything. I don't think I have any actual little scraps left. There might be a few pieces, but that's pretty much it there. So, I mean, I still got a lot. So, but I actually learned a little bit more, and I just realized that just, if you're going to do the back panels on these, just grab the piece and go. But I mean, it varies on your sizes. Like I said, these are 10 by 16. So they're a lot easier to stuff in certain places, and they're quite thin, so they're very easy to apply. So, but if you need a quick little tip here to install on them in behind here, fish it through here, put it vertically, and then tilt it over because it kind of gets hung up in the bar that's right here. Go like that, and then flip it over. 2 ways you can do it for the backing. You can either peel it all the way back in here, or you can kind of take off some of it out here, or most of it, so that it kind of is a little easier to peel off, and then put it back on a little bit so it's lightly on there. Put it in here and then peel it off. That way there's no issues for being stuck on or anything like that. Then just fish it all the way through and slap it in as far as you can. I cut for this one here, it was a little easier because I had the arm length, but I mean, I kind of peeled it about halfway, and then I peeled the rest of it all the way across, and then it worked out that well. So you can do that way too, so it's a little bit easier on the stickiness. Definitely I mean, being 50 mil, I did a little bit more here. So I went all the way down to the bottom like usual as the other side there, because this sits so low. So we put a nice good piece here. I didn't really put anything down here for this one because I didn't want to waste any pieces like that. So, but otherwise I filled in all the little holes here. Make sure you use all your scraps where you can, so where all your wiring goes and stuff like that, because I mean all these little taps that it may hit can cause the vibrations, and I mean it's every little bit that helps, right? So and then I did up here even too a little bit. I made an A, but yeah, so just kind of a little background there on the whole finished on the doors there. So do it the first time, you might have some struggles. The second time, you're definitely going to get a lot better with it, a lot quicker. I mean, I really didn't waste anything, I don't think, but I feel like I've done more coverage now with these here, especially overlapping on certain areas and stuff like that. So, but now we're going to go for a test drive again tonight and see how it really sounds. And then tomorrow will be the floor, and that one's going to be using a lot. I'm going to probably stack like the bottom of these floors and all that like twice, just to kind of make sure I sound deadening as much as I can. So stay tuned. We are now in the midst of tearing the access cable apart here. I've already had this seat out here, but just to give you a little background here on what to take apart here. There's caps here, here, and in the corner there, same spot. 10mm bolts, take those 3 out. Then this all becomes loose, and then it'll be tabs. For reference here for the headrest, I have this one off because this is where I put stuff behind. There's gonna be 2 bolts back here, and I believe those are 10 or 12 mils as well. So you take those out if you want. Then to take this apart, you take out all these little tabs here. Take all the front ones out, they're quite easy. And then just kind of lift it up a little bit to kind of get the back ones loose, and then you should be able to pry those up. And then in order to get this out, you have to take off the seats, unless you can wiggle it out, maybe, I don't know. And we don't recommend doing it the way we did. Make sure you just flip up the carpet and actually just take out the bolts here. That way this comes out, and then you take your centerpiece out from here. There's only, I think, 2 bolts holding that in there somewhere. I can't remember 100%, but yeah, so there's that. Then you take this off, and then you have access to these bolts here. And those look like, what are they? Are they 10 mils?
Which ones?
Where's your impact? Let me just see.
These ones here?
Yeah, flip that open.
This are 12s, these are 12s.
Those are 12s? Yeah, so those are 12 mils, guys. Just had to double check there. So then otherwise, then that all comes out, and then...
we're halfway there to beat a Honda.
Pretty much. But yeah, I don't recommend taking them off the way these are, because it's quite the pain in the ass. Because especially with these plastic covers that are on here, you've got a Phillips screw behind here, you got a Phillips screw up in front, then you got 2 underneath, and then it snaps off. And yeah, it's definitely not a fun method to take apart your seats if you don't want to. But so there's that. But then otherwise, you start from one end and start snapping your entire interior apart, and that's pretty much it there. So we're gonna rip this backing off, and then we're gonna start tearing all the carpet off, and then we're gonna start doing some sound deadening. So there's the finished disassembly part. You take off this panel here, that just pops off, you know, lift it up from there and pop it off there. You have to take off, oh, that's crackling because of me, whoopsies. We'll just stand here. So you gotta take off your seat buckle, obviously, because you have to take off this panel in order to lift up the carpet from this corner. So otherwise, that's pretty much straightforward. And then after that, just kind of work your way carpet out. If you have a buddy with you, it's a lot easier, obviously, for sure. Then you don't have to fight with each other's sides, kind of thing. But for the most part, this bends all the way back. It's a little snug, simply because of the center console in the middle there that's kind of holding it. But what we're gonna do is, when we get to this part, we're just gonna kind of fold it up as much as we can, and then we're just gonna each do our own side kind of thing, because I don't feel like tearing this thing 100% apart, and I pretty much just want this done mostly. So like most of my insulation is gonna go here, and then we're gonna do some here and then around there, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna get into some sound deadening once we kind of clean up a little bit, and then we'll be good to go. pretty much done now. Simply because we actually have used up the entire box now. There's only about 2 pieces left. So let me just show you here. Put the beer down, don't let it spill. So yeah, as you guys will see in the little time-lapse video there, this all went on without really any sacrificing pieces. I mean, these 10 by 16 pieces are literally perfect for doing the back area of your vehicle. You can literally put it on the edge and then just apply it and cut your holes out and then press it on, and that's pretty much it. I mean, we overlapped it in the middles because, I mean, that's just where they joint up, but otherwise it came all the way from the sides and then met up in the middle and then overlapped top to bottom a little bit there and stuff like that. So I'm hoping this will make it a lot quieter in the cab. And then we got these 2 pieces left. We're gonna put them one right here and then one in the middle. And then Kale used up all the scraps we had around the jack area, so that we just used up everything basically. And then now we're gonna basically put it back together. So I mean, you guys don't need to see any of that. So we're gonna use these 2 pieces there, put it back together, and then we're gonna go for a drive, and that will conclude this video, guys. About 110K an hour, about 3 grand. This is what you're hearing, minus the rain. I'll go 3rd gear at 62 miles an hour. Just under 3,000 RPM. And then here is 3rd gear. Apparently it did something funny there. So 4,000 RPM, 104 kilometers an hour, 64 miles an hour. Okay, so just a little feedback here for you guys on just doing the one side. I mean, it's kind of, I'm doing like a versus kind of thing here. There is a big difference in the actual speaker quality that you're getting now. Like, the reason I did the driver's side is because I'm the closest to the driver's side, and obviously you can hear the passenger side more because it's all open there. I mean, your seat's there, it's more open, you can hear it, right? I can actually now hear my speakers over here on the driver's side and the rear, the front and the back. I mean, it's a very good difference. You do get a lot of that emptiness, I guess you can call it, filled in now, obviously, and that's what this whole purpose is. It fills all your like little gaps in and that, because all the vibrations and all that take away your speaker quality and your volume and all that. So this, you know, sounds a lot more flat, I guess, or empty. It just, and then this side you can just kind of feel more booming and overall just better sound quality. So in regards to door panels, that's what you're gonna get. But I mean, if you are looking to isolate road noise, it might, well, I mean, both have their perks. I mean, depending on how your door panels are, they might produce some wind noise or something like that. But I mean, it's more or less your flooring or your back area that will create more road noise for sure. But I thought I'd just give you guys a little background on that, on what it's like between the two. I'm gonna find some non-copyright music to kind of go side by side for you guys. I'll play like about 10-15 seconds on each side, and then have both the doors open so you can kind of hear the comparison there. So enjoy that. at 60 miles an hour, third gear, about 4,000 RPM. And then we'll go second gear. $60 miles an hour, just under 3,000 RPM. Fourth gear. Third gear, just over 4,000. And then I'll slow down to about 80. There's second gear. Just to give you guys a little background too, I met up with some friends last night and I actually cranked up my subs and everything. Like I was playing full volume, 100%, and I was blasting Kill Shot Eminem. And if you don't know how good the bass is, play it. But I was booming that and they were right beside my truck with the windows up and everything, and they were not really hearing anything. So I hope that kind of gives you guys an idea of like how good the soundproofing is just for the 50 mil itself. So that was about 6,400 RPM and then about 5,500 RPM. So comparing the two, it definitely has made a difference. I would say you would probably want to either do more layers or more thickness. But it depends on your vehicle, right? So I mean, if you got, say, my access cab like this, you would want to use probably more thickness for the back of this cab per se. I would kind of wish I had maybe both of them. Maybe do like or you know what? Instead, the happy medium, because it goes 50 mil, 80 mil. Then I think the next one I found was 150 mil. 150 mil is definitely quite thick. 50 mil is a little on the thin side, but yeah, I mean it'll help for sure. And then 80 mil is that happy medium between the two, right? I mean, it's 30 more than the other one, and then 20 less than the other one. So you know, it's just that medium. But 80 mil, it's half the size of that other one. 150 mil, I should say. Sorry, I was thinking of 100 mil. But right off the bat, I mean, listening to my truck, considering I've heard this exhaust for how many years, it is a lot. It actually has quieted down a little bit for how much that we put on there. I would probably say if you did 2 layers of that in the back of this stuff, I would probably barely hear it. Well, I mean, I can't say barely hear it. I mean, MBRP is, you know, like, it's, you know, loud. So, but it definitely would help a lot more for the noise. I mean, you can't obviously 100% eliminate any noise, but it will definitely get rid of all those little noises that build up into a big noise kind of thing. You know, you got the road noise and then wind and all that stuff. I mean, between the cab and the bed here, I mean, there's really nothing. It's a sheet piece of metal. So, I mean, you definitely want to add something to coat it. And for what we did back there with, I think we used like 15 or 20 sheets. And, I mean, there was a lot for sure, right? So, but I ended up using a little bit more on my my passenger side when I did it, because I learned a little bit more. So I ended up using more pieces than I did on the driver's door here. So that might have been why I didn't have as much as I thought. But definitely recommend doing this if you want to take the time. Doing just the doors is good if you're looking for that sound quality, but I mean, if you're looking to get rid of some road noise and stuff, you can do both. Mostly for the road noise, I'd say you'd want to do the outer shell mostly. So you would want to focus on the outer shell of your doors more. And then if you just want to, like I said, if this is just road noise, outer shell of all your doors, and then you're gonna want to do your entire back for sure. Probably depending on the mill. If you're doing say 50 mil, do 2 layers for sure. I mean, that back end can take it. There's not much for bolts probably. I mean, on double cabs it's a little bit maybe less. I mean, it's mostly just tabs, right? So it's not a big deal. Turn off your high beams. Frick people, like high beams. That, like, I get tickets for BS reasons all the time. Well, I guess it happened for a while, but I mean, I get harassed for little things here, little things there, but people around the city can drive with their high beams on. Like, dense. Ugh. I hate people with high beams, sorry. But, yeah, definitely double up. If you have the 80 mil, just stick with the 80 mil. I mean, you definitely don't want to double up that personally, because that's pretty thick. And then when you start getting too thick, then that's when panels won't start clipping in and stuff, because the tabs won't reach and all this and that. So I would say if you want to double up and you know you want to do like 100 mil, definitely get this 50 square feet of KilMat, and then just double up in the back. Like I said, you got to think about how much you need. I'm an access cab, it's a lot you know less to fill. I mean, I've got half the size of the doors of what the double cabs have, and then I probably don't have as much to cover as you guys. It's hard to say. I mean, on the backing issue for sure, but definitely the half doors or whatever are a major difference on how much you use. But 50 square feet covers everything that I wanted, so that kind of gives you a good idea there. So if you have a double cab, 36 square feet is definitely not going to cut it unless you're not going to do as many sheets. But otherwise, if I was a double cab, you would definitely want to get 36 square feet, unless it's going to be a 50 square feet option. I mean, for me, there's only 36 square feet, and it was the same price as this KilMat for 50 square feet at 50 mil. So I was like, well, I want more to use because I want to do everything at once. I don't want to buy 2 different products or spend $200 on this. This costed me $90 Canadian, which is about 70 US or so. So it worked out really nice. And this guy's about to cut me off, isn't he? Oh, no, he just wanted the good old-fashioned Timmy's. Good stuff, good stuff. But yeah, so that's my recommendations to you guys. Like I said, this definitely helps. Definitely could be better, I think. But I'm not gonna tear my truck apart again for a few more square feet or anything like that. So this is definitely good enough for me. I'm happier. The speaker quality is a lot better. It's probably a little harder to tell for you guys on the videos, but I'm just trying to show you the differences in some way. You could definitely hear the difference probably on the camera when I was showing you between the sound deadening door and the non soundproof door, I guess you can say. Let's just go with that. So, but now with this back half done like I've always wanted, I'm sure my subwoofers are actually gonna probably sound a lot better now, because there's not gonna be a lot of vibrations back there like I normally have. So I'm hearing something rumbling. Oh, that's a Harley, that's why. Scared me. But yeah, it's definitely gonna help a lot with sound quality. I mean, it's gonna keep everything more enclosed. That's pretty much all I got for you guys on this. Like I said, I definitely recommend it if you want to take some time to do it, or if you got to kill some time, or you want to spend money on your truck. I mean, this is definitely a good option to do. Like I said, you don't have to do it for sound quality. You could do it just for simple road noise. So it definitely helps. So the 50 mil works. Could be better, obviously, if you want more thickness, but if you don't want to spend a lot and you want it to make it go easy and you know, smooth, like it's not gonna be thick or hard to, you know, tack on, or worried about if everything's gonna, you know, seal up 100%. 50 mil is perfect for that. I mean, that's probably why it's around, is that there's gonna be no issues with it. So that's my recommendations for you guys on that. I'm gonna do a couple more RPMs for you guys at the end of this, just to kind of show you, and then I'll try and get some side-by-sides of my old versus new stuff here. And then that will be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I mean, I had fun doing it. Lastly, the total work time on this first door, like I said, took a little bit longer. I think I spent probably about 4 or 5 hours on that. Passenger side was about 3 hours, and then this, we tearing it all apart and this and that. I mean, obviously that took a little more time. It was about 3 hours, 3.5 to put it all back together and do it all at the same time. To actually do the sound deadening, it was effortless. I mean, I did the passenger door. I did my my full door here in like 10 minutes probably. Like I slap piece on, slap piece on, slap piece on, done. Like, you know, you slap on your big pieces. Holy moly, everyone's aggressive. So, but I'm gonna go see what's going on tonight, and that's gonna be my night, guys. So you have a good one, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what else, if you guys want to see something else. I'm always open for more videos to do. So this was a fun one for me, and I thought I'd just show you guys how it is to do an access cab, because I know there's the double cab one that got done, and then I also thought I'd give my opinion on how 50 mil works for our trucks. So have a good one.